Nobody knows what happened to the Flannan Isles keepers. In December 1900, Principal Keeper James Ducat logged a routine watch at the Flannan Isles lighthouse, 20 miles off the coast of Lewis, Scotland. And then the light went dark, with the kitchen table still set for a meal, one chair knocked flat on the floor, and a single oilskin coat left hanging on its hook, while search parties combing every inch of the rock found nothing at all. Ducat was 43, married, with children waiting at home on Lewis. He had run lighthouses for over 20 years. Thomas Marshall was 28, the junior man, steady and well-liked. Donald MacArthur, 40, was filling in for a sick colleague, an occasional keeper who rarely worked this remote a posting. The lighthouse itself stood 74 feet tall, finished barely a year earlier, perched on 7 acres of bare rock with no other residents and a supply boat every 2 weeks. On December 7th, that boat made its last delivery. On the night of December 15th, a passing steamer called the Archtor logged something strange. The Flannan light was dark. Heavy seas kept the ship from stopping. It reported the outage 3 days later on reaching port. The relief vessel Hesperus was due on December 20th. Storms held it back 6 days. When it finally reached Eilean Moor on December 26th, Captain Jim Harvey saw no flag raised on the landing, no supplies stacked on the jetty, no answer to his horn or his flares. He sent Boatswain Joseph Moore ashore alone. Moore found the entrance gate closed, the main door unlocked, the beds 2 unmade, 1 neatly made, the clock stopped, the hearth cold. In the kitchen, a chair lay on its side. The table was set for a meal that was never eaten. Moore searched the tower floor by floor, no keepers. The log's last full entry, written by Marshall, was dated the morning of December 15th, describing severe winds. After that, nothing. No entry for that evening. No entry for the 16th at all. A full search of the island turned up more questions than answers. Superintendent Robert Muirhead arrived December 29th to investigate for the Northern Lighthouse Board. At the west landing, he found the mooring ropes lashed in an unusual pattern around an iron stanchion 70 feet above the water. A wooden storage box, normally kept on a crane platform 110 feet above the sea, was simply gone. The iron railings along the approach path were bent flat and torn from their concrete footings, and in the weeks and months that followed, nothing else turned up. No bodies, no clothing, no wreckage on any shore in the Hebrides. Of 3 oilskin coats that should have been accounted for, only 1 remained on its hook, meaning 1 man had gone out into the weather without it. Muirhead's official conclusion was straightforward. A rogue wave had struck the west landing while the men tried to secure equipment during a storm, and all 3 were swept into the sea. MacArthur, in this account, rushed out coatless to help the others, and the sea took him too. It's the version the Northern Lighthouse Board still stands behind. It fits the damage. It explains an empty island, but the timing does not hold up. Coastal weather logs from Stornoway show no severe storm striking the Flannan Isles until December 17th, 2 full days after Marshall's log entry and the men's disappearance. Whatever conditions existed on the 15th were rough, but nothing in the official record matches a wave violent enough to tear railings from bolted concrete. There's a second problem, one that mattered more to the men who worked these towers than any wave height. Lighthouse protocol was absolute. 1 keeper always stayed inside during outdoor work in dangerous seas. Always. Ducat, Marshall, and MacArthur were experienced men who had followed that rule for years between them, and all 3 broke it at the same moment. And the table, set with plates, half prepared for a meal, suggests they weren't answering a storm at all. They were interrupted in the middle of an ordinary afternoon. Here is the detail investigators still can't get past. 110 feet above sea level, that's where the missing box was stored. For a wave to reach that height and carry it off, along with 3 grown men, it would need to be taller than almost any wave ever measured on that stretch of the Atlantic, in a storm that, by every recorded account, hadn't arrived yet. No debris field was ever found. No bodies ever washed ashore, not that winter, not in the years after. 3 men vanished from a sealed island with 1 door and no boats, and the only clue is a coat left hanging where a man took it off and never came back for it. The Flannan Isles case remains officially unresolved. The board's report is still just a theory, not a finding. There is no evidence of a ship, a stranger, or anything beyond the 3 keepers and the rock. But no natural explanation accounts for everything. The timing, the broken rule, the missing coat, the table set for a meal no one returned to eat. So what made 3 careful men break the one rule built to keep them alive all at once on a calm afternoon together?